We back. It's not a good one. Lot I am processing. Some ideas I have. My optimistic way may sound a little pessimistic today. It happens, y'all. The aftermath of whatever you want to call that yesterday starts now. Welcome in to another episode of Night of the Shield, right here on the Las Vegas Raiders News Review, brought to you by Independently Blind Studios, where we aim to educate, advocate, motivate, and inspire other people who are dealing with sight loss or loss in general, all sorts of disabilities, find their independence and live their best life. Check it out. Thank you for all your support. All right. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. And as you come in, please do me the favor and hit that like button. Chili Pepper 23 is up in the house. What's up, my brother? We are in the dark ages, dude. We have been in the dark ages, right? Crazy. I'm done with optimism. Man, I do a video every year. I prepare myself every year and I say the same thing, and I always end up drinking the Kool-Aid. It is what it is. All right. I definitely want to turn this whole show primarily into the chat if people show up. I know there's still a game that's being played. To all my football junkies, I definitely wasn't in the mood tonight to watch any more football this week. I'm not so much interested in the Rams-Bengals. Doesn't really have much of an effect on me at the moment. But I'm going to take care of some house cleaning, some things I got to address. And I want to get some things off my chest, just the parameters of what I'm feeling about yesterday. And then we'll just kind of just let the chat dictate where the conversation ends up, because I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of things to say, statements, and it can go from there, just because it hasn't been a fun one. Hasn't been a fun one at all. So we'll have to deal with it. Raider Combo, what's up, bro? Hey, what's up, Knight? Just chilling, man. Just trying to get my thoughts together, right? If you guys saw the thumbnail that says it's time, and then it's obviously a picture of Mark Davis and Josh McDaniels. And I told you, like, McDaniels had my respect, and he needed to earn my favor, right? He needed to earn the right for me to come on here and say he deserves to be here. And I know that's going to be one of the primary focuses everybody's going to have to talk about and mention in today's show. But you know what I mean? It is what it is. I mean, there's not much we could do about where we stand. The amazing circulist. Do you wish the Raiders would have retained Rich Bisaccia? No, I do not. I am not one of those guys. I'm not. And I'll explain here in a second. Bisaccia is not a head coach. Exactly, Chili Pepper. That's my point. Neither is McDaniels. Yeah, I can't argue that one either. There's people that are made to be coordinators, and there's people that are made to be coaches. And McDaniels is a coordinator. He can't manage a game. He can't handle the personnel properly. It's starting to show itself. And it's still, I want to say it's still early, but we're heading into the last game of the first quarter, and we should be seeing improvement by now, and we are not. But just to clarify the Bisaccia thing, Bisaccia was the right guy for the job at the moment. There's a reason why. I mean, we have to understand that there's a lot of people that have been doing this for a long time. They just don't have a YouTube channel. They don't come up, sit up here and do what we do and just kind of talk football and be passionate about the things that we love and like. For whatever reason, our purposes, we do it. But Bisaccia has never gotten a head coach job since. He's had many opportunities. Nice guys finish last. Bisaccia is a nice guy. All right. It was the perfect storm. People were fighting. They had something to fight for. He did a great job of leading men when they needed to be led. But when it came down to coaching, I don't think he would have had the same support. Everybody left. It got broken up. it's not going to be the same way. Raiders combo. Yeah, I get you. It's tough saying our team, it's tough seeing our team like this with all the talk we have, with all the talent we have. And here's the thing. We do have the talent. And I could go through a couple of things that I saw, especially offensively. Let me start off by saying this. The defense got an A for me. And I'm going to tell you why it got an A. Because I didn't expect anything else from them except I would have liked to see some turnovers. I know Marcus Peters dropped one, right? But honestly, this is what the defense I figured out early on. It's the same as last year. Bend, don't break. Make enough spots to give our offense a chance, and they did that all game. They truly did. To the point where we still had a chance at the end, and then McDaniels made the doofus call for the field goal. I know that'll be brought up. Look, we can get into it some more. There's not much to say about it, really. It just didn't make sense. We were really moving the ball at the time. We were doing good on the short yardage stuff. Devontae's a beast off the line. Hunter's a beast off the line. Jacoby's a beast. You can't cover all three. There's no way we couldn't pick up 4 yards and get that first down and have an opportunity to punch it in. And yeah, I think one of the points he made was, we still wouldn't have won the game. Even if we got the 2 points, we would have needed it. Or if we missed the 2 points, we still wouldn't have needed a field goal. Look, the point is get the 2 points, tie it, let overtime sort it out. You didn't even give that an opportunity, bro. And I'll get you in a minute here, Chili Pepper. The defense, I wouldn't have put the faith in the defense. They did all right, but I mean, come on. I mean, they were still moving the ball. Like, I wouldn't have done it. Just something I just wouldn't have done. But who can replace McDaniels? That's the point, and that's something that we have to talk about. And I'm gonna tell you right now, McDaniels at this point ain't going nowhere, bro. And that's the disturbing part, and we're gonna talk about why too, or at least not yet, by all means. But it's something that needs to be figured out. And I think the process is I'm hoping the process is starting, even though I don't think it's time, but we're being forced into it. Chili Pepper, again, there is just no alternatives available. Nah, I mean, not only just talking about next year, just right now. I mean, there's really no one I trust to step up and run this team right now. I mean, who's on staff that you trust just taking over for him if you were to let him go right now, even? That can realistically do something with this roster. I think there's plenty of people that can do something with the roster. They're just not here right now. Dark, salute. Jason, what's up, Dark? Appreciate you, brother. Good to see you, brother. Man, it's good to be here. Hit that like button and that notification. Hit that like button, nation, for sure. Salute, my brother. Because here's the thing. Here's where we're at. I was watching Raider Ben earlier, and they were kind of talking about Jimmy G a little bit. And I kind of popped in the chat, and I kind of made a comment. It was meant to be funny, but kind of serious, that I don't see a lot of zip on Jimmy's ball. He reminds me of Matt Schaub 2.0. And it could be his legs that got beat up. He doesn't have the pop in his legs, and to throw the ball, he's not throwing it with enough oomph and enough get. But his balls look scary, dude. Pause. But everything's lofted. Everything just seems really slow coming out of his hand. And it's not so much that I think it's his release. It's just his velocity on the ball. And he's trying to make throws that he should not be making, period. There's just certain throws you shouldn't be attempting at this point. If you don't have the arm strength to do it. He looks confused. If the first read is not there, he doesn't know what to do with the football. He just freezes. There's too much talent on this football team to tell me. If you're, like the offensive line is holding up, and you're telling me all these defenses are covering all these receivers that tight? It's like he can't. It reminds me of DC last year. And one of the things that I personally said about DC last year was, and it came out to be true, he was having a hard time deprogramming himself from Gruden and all the rules and philosophies that Gruden had instilled in him, and pick up this new offense that is complex. I think Jimmy is suffering for some of that, right? He is. Like, it's obvious, okay? And he's more willing to learn the system, but he's he's having a hard time processing because he's been with Shanahan long enough now that he has to unlearn what he's learned before he could learn something new. That's a real thing. That's the only thing that I can think of. But the bottom line is Jimmy G is not getting the job done, and this is hurting the team. And when it comes to the play calling side of things, people are saying like, Josh McDaniels is not calling good plays. Outside of that field goal, bro, I had no problem with McDaniels' game calling, dude. He doesn't make the decisions. There's philosophies built in at every call. First read, second read, third read, fourth, what have you. There's a pre-read snap. You try to make that decision right away so you can get the ball out of your hand quickly. And when he doesn't do that is when he struggles. That's not on Josh, dude. That's not on Josh. If that read is there and he doesn't feel comfortable or he's not reading it right, that's not on Josh. And if you look at the offensive numbers, we had more overall yards than the Steelers did. Barely, but nevertheless, we had more possession. We didn't get beat by time of possession. You know, did McDaniels call some stupid crap? Yeah, not every game is going to be called perfect. You're going to see some things that don't make sense. But going for the field goal, that didn't make sense. That's what killed it. And I'm not saying that he called a great game either. I'm not saying he called a great game either. We were sold snake oil, for sure. Raiders combo, I agree. I don't think Mark Davis wants to press the reset button. Nobody does. I'm not ready to deal with that again or at least not yet. No, 100%. And we're going to get into more why too. I've been kind of waiting for Darwin to show up. I messaged him back and told, so I'm going to have to give him some credit here just in case he can't make it tonight. He could watch this back and know that I crowed up. I promised him I crowed up. Chili Pepper, it is because McDaniels is confusing. Is confusing because, okay, I didn't pull it down long enough here. It's confusing because ACO4 looked good. Well, again, Aiden O'Connell 4 looked good. Why? Let's talk about that for a minute because it's kind of like serves me up my point. Okay. AOC 4 looks the way he does. He looked good with his reads. Yeah. So here's the thing. AOC 4 has a clean slate in his head, dude. Like college is not that complex. I mean, you've heard players come out and say, we didn't even have an offensive scheme primarily in college. A lot of these guys, they run different simple stunts, simple patterns. They improvise more than anything. It's almost like street ball. A lot of them have said that. And I know there are some coaches that emphasize it a bit more than others, and they come out more quarterback ready. But Aiden O'Connell's coming in not thinking about nothing. He's got it's complex, yes, but he's not having to unlearn someone else's verbiage. You know, it's easier for a younger guy, I think. And I think that's why you saw McDaniels have so much more with Mac Jones in the first year, because there wasn't no holdup. He was able to play fast in what they had. And even if at this point AOC does not have it fully down, he can't implement the full offense, what you can implement by now should be enough, and he should let the offense play faster. Just by default. Chili Pepper. Like it makes no sense. I don't know exactly what part you're talking about there, but if you're talking about the field goal, none of it makes sense. There's a lot of things that don't make sense. Combo, do you think they should start AOC? That's where I'm going right now. If Jimmy can't go, my original answer to that would have been no. My original answer would have been no. I would have said, hold on to the kid as long as you could. But the way that we're looking, if the offense would have performed much better, much smoother, if it would have been a closer game, more high-scoring game, and we still lost, I would have had a lot more respect where we're heading offensively than I do now. But if Jimmy can't go, and I want to get into it deeper, but just to get to your question real quick, we have no choice, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. Obviously, I'm not McDaniels, I'm not Davis, I'm not Ziegler, but I think they're in a position where they have no choice but to see what they got in the kid. Because I think this is why it says it's time. Mark needs to turn on the heater. He doesn't necessarily have to fire Josh, but if he doesn't add some smoke into that locker room and put some fire under that boy's ass, nothing's going to change, dude. It just seems real lethargic, real going nowhere. And we're at the point where if this all blows up, it's looking right now that McDaniel's only hope is this kid. Period. Ray Gonzalez, what's up, bro? Knight, McDaniel's isn't going anywhere. I know, bro. I know he's not going anywhere. Not at the moment. Like that. Don't say that. I mean, because again, we've only played 3 games. If this continues and doesn't get better, this is where I'm saying back to what Chili Pepper was talking about, our Raiders combo. This is why if Jimmy can't go, and we'll get into that in here in a second, so let's hold that thought. But if Jimmy can't go, you have to play the kid, and I'll tell you what my thought process here in a minute. Before I get too far into this show, I want to give a big shout out to Darwin. I think he's going by a different name now. It was a Steeler fan that came in here. He was really respectful. He was just talking, and he was standing up for his team on Saturday, and pretty much everything he said came to light, bro. Like, I'm not going to lie. The guy called it down. Now, I don't know. I mean, he might have a crystal ball over there or whatever. He was barely off on the score. I think he said we were going to win. Steelers were going to win 23-13. They ended up winning 26-18. So he was pretty right on the button. The only thing I got right is that we scored more than the 13 points. But I was a little worried there for a while that we wouldn't even do that. So, respect to the Steelers fans, respect to how he called that game, came in here respectfully. You come in here respectfully and talk football and break it down the way that you did. I got nothing but respect for you, and I'll give you your flowers. You come in here being disrespectful, it's a whole different story. We got outplayed, and we got outcoached, and there's nothing I can say about it. I got no rebuttal. There's no reason why we lost, but the fact that our quarterback didn't play well enough, and McDaniels made some stupid calls at the end to even give us a shot. But I would be lying to you if I said it's on Jimmy G in this offensive line. We will never know how good the play calls were really. When you watch that game and you watched Jimmy G go through his progressions, horrible, bro. Horrible. Like there's just no, it's hard to judge whether or not there was a right call or not. As far as the running game, a little bit better, but there's something going on, and I know the rookie tight end Mayer was a part of that equation, but it goes deeper than that. That's one play. Like there's a lot of problems in our run game, and they need to figure that out as well. Israel Mendoza, Brandon Marshall was right. Josh McDaniels doing the same shit. Let me say, read it like it is. The same shit he was doing in Denver. I don't think we really know, bro. I'm not going to comment to that because I didn't follow Denver that closely back then. I think one of the problems is that he's trying to really be different than he was in Denver, if anything. Some of these people that didn't come up through the Patriot system, are going to struggle. You're seeing some of the players struggle with him now just because of how he coaches and some of the philosophy stuff. It's made for some and not made for everybody, but this is where he has to figure it out. Chili Pepper 23. I want Aiden to play next week. Yeah, I'm going to get into that really hardcore here in a minute. Yeah, week. You got it correct, brother. So here's the thing. Someone else brought this up too. The Raiders are about to get fined if they're saying that they were suspicious about Jimmy G having a concussion. And I'm going to tell you why I don't think he did. This is where conspiracy. And I usually am not this dude, right? I am not this dude that comes in here and talks any type of conspiracy crap. I usually try to keep it straight up. I know Raider John's in here. Respect my brother. Raider John will tell you I'm not a big conspiracy guy. But if you really thought that this guy had a concussion, then A, you should have pulled him sooner, number one. Number two, why did he play better in the last few drives to even get us an opportunity to be where we were at if he was concussed? Usually when you get concussed, you play worse. Now, if you ask me, after the first drive, the guy looked concussed. Every time the first read wasn't there, he couldn't figure out what to do with the football. And then again, he tries to force it like he's 20, and he has an arm strength of a 40-year-old. He doesn't have no zip on the football, right? So that's number one. I personally think he's not concussed. And I think this is a fair way to give AOC a shot. Now, this is all conspiracy, dude. This is me doing something I normally don't do. And part of it is conspiracy. Part of it, deep down, this is what I want, right? Because we're at a part of the season where if you could come off and you could say, hey, we think Jimmy's in concussion protocol, and you just ride that system out and you play it out, right? Now Jimmy gets to save face. Jimmy technically is not getting benched in week 4. Jimmy G can be on concussion protocol for the whole week. It gives you the open door to play the rookie, put him through the test against a division rival on the road, which we could talk about that later on too, about Vegas is on the road too. But anyway, there's reasons for that. I mean, the deeper conversation there is probably off-season crap or maybe bye week. But honestly, this is the opportunity to give the kid a shot. We're not going to judge him for it if he's good if he's good, we're going to want to keep him in there, and I think they will. But if he's bad, then he's not ready, and you put him back behind, you put him inactive. He's the third emergency quarterback, and you continue moving on next week with Jimmy G until he gets hurt. But even if he doesn't come out Brock Purdy style or even Tom Brady style coming in back in the day for Bledsoe, you still going to be better play, in my opinion, especially with velocity, deep balls down the throat. Look, pause, because I almost sounded like I was going to say something different. But literally, the guy could throw the ball. He had more zip on the ball. He had more arm strength. He was very accurate. He was making quick reads. They kept talking about, go check out, I'm sure you guys probably have the O'Sullivan, the old quarterback, he does good breakdowns on it. The guy's footwork, his release, the way he was viewing the field, yeah, he was making some rookie mistakes, and he will if we play him this Sunday. But this is an opportunity, man. It's sooner than I would like. I would like Jimmy to continue to play and then bring him in later, give him as much opportunity as he can to learn. But he ain't learning nothing when you're playing like that. Throw the kid in there. Let's see what we got. Like, this is perfect. And I think the concussion is a way for everybody to save face. Because in my opinion, the only hope we got with McDaniels is AOC. And I say that because it's been 1 year and going on 4 weeks of NFL football for McDaniels' stint with the Raiders. And offensively, we ain't crap. And if you guys remember what I said, the defense needs to play better. I'm not looking. The defense has already proven to me we're not going to be what I thought we were going to be defensively, and it sucks again, but I'm used to it. If we're going to be bend, don't break, fine. Make some stops. Give our offense the opportunity to make enough plays to create separation. The defense did that. That's why I'm giving the defense an A. They played to who they were. Yeah, there was the missed pick. I don't trip on that, dude. Yeah, it would have changed the game if he would have did it, but come on. There's nothing you could do about that. It's not something that you could take back or make up for. There was the blown coverage with the 72-yard pass. So there were some things that happened, fluke for the first time, right? But at the end of the day, the defense did what it was. It played to what it is. It made Pittsburgh look better than they were, and they bend, don't break. But they gave us opportunity. We just didn't make the best of it. This offense is how we're going to win games. We need to score points. We're not doing it. We're not being consistent at all. And it's more than play calling. I'm just being honest. I'm not saying McDaniels gets a bye because McDaniels is not coaching. McDaniels should be fixing Jimmy G or pulling Jimmy G. Josh McDaniels should be getting on this offensive line's ass, fixing up Mayer, pulling Mayer, put in Hooper, put in that, whatever you got to do at this point, it needs to be fixed. But if you're sitting back knowing that the owner's not going to do anything to you, this is why I say it's time. Look, we already know Mark Davis ain't going to let him go. But I need to see what AOC is, because if AOC ain't, we need to know what we're doing in the draft, bro. Especially if we're going to get rid of McDaniels. We got to find out what we have in the kid. We just do. Period. Sheldon Brown, what's up, brother? I doubt O'Connell will throw more than 3 picks. Nah, that's what I'm saying. Might as well try him. Yeah, even if he throws 3 picks, 2 picks, a pick. It's a learning experience. It gets his feet wet. We need to see if it's Jimmy G, Josh McDaniels, or what it is. AOC is that answer for me right now. You put that kid in, he excels, gets the ball out of his hand quickly like he did in preseason, starts slinging that rock around. He has the kind of arm. He showed that he could throw from any angle. So if they're blitzing, they're coming, they got 8 in the box, he could throw it up deep to Devontae, take a hit. Like, we need to see. And if he can do it and turn it around, then we know Jimmy's got to be sit down. Period. I don't care how much we pay him. Period. Carlos Montero. Garoppolo is still playing. Hold on, I'm sorry. I apologize, Carlos. I do what I usually do and jump too far ahead. Garoppolo is still playing preseason. Yesterday was the 4th time he's worked with Raiders offense. Yeah, for sure. Raiders teammates. McDaniels is very foolish. He is, and stupid, trying to get good results from Jimmy G. Here's the thing. And I said this a few weeks ago even. We got to stop protecting. If you bring in a new quarterback, last year they did it with DC. They didn't play him in preseason. They gave Jimmy at least a series to go down there, and they did. They looked all right, scored, and like, hey, we're on the same page. We're good. You didn't implement enough of the offense. Again, like you got to take every opportunity to make sure your team's prepared. And we weren't prepared. Again, Sheldon Brown, McDaniels will probably just start Hoyer and piss all of us off. And that's what I'm expecting. And this is where I say, this is where Mark Davis needs to say something, man. Like, Mark Davis should not interfere. This is Mark Davis' situation to handle, but he shouldn't interfere unless he's really going to be serious and do something about it. But by him lighting a fire and saying, you better change something now, like, for me right now, honestly, there's only 2 ways that McDaniels can change my mind right now. He plays Jimmy G, and it turns around in 1 week, and we beat San Diego. Oh, damn, I did it again. Dang. And we beat the Chargers, and we go out there, and I can walk away thinking, okay, we're moving the needle. And see if that continues, which I don't see that happening, to be honest with you. Or you play the kid and you get me excited about our future. That you have something that maybe it is Jimmy G's age or his arm strength or concussed or just plain confused, not knowing after the first read what the hell to do. And you get another bye. I don't see that happening. But it's going to take AOC to change my mind at this point. Raiders combo. Seems like history might be repeating. Ha ha ha. Carr started, with Matt Schaub. Ha ha. How Carr started with Schaub couldn't get it done. And you know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about that combo? Is I thought that Schaub was going to come in here and turn our organization around like it was Rich Gannon 2.0. And I said, he had a shot, and then Carr took over. And you saw it early on in preseason that Schaub's arm. Now, granted, Jimmy G is throwing better than Schaub did that year, way better. But you could just see there's no velocity on his passes. It's just not there. Like, watch the ball. I mean, even if he's releasing it quick enough when he has the right read and he makes the right decision right away. Because, again, like, people are putting the fact that Hunter Renfrow is not getting involved enough. And it is part of McDaniels. McDaniels has a right to say, get him the ball. But why McDaniels can't make him throw it, right? And I think that he was frustrated. I think he was pissed off. And this concussing is a way for him to save face right now and bring in AOC. If he doesn't play Jimmy and he starts Hoyer, we got a problem. If they start 1-4, just tank. Well, Israel, that's a possibility. Trade everybody. I wouldn't do a full rebuild. Trade everybody for picks except Crosby. I wouldn't do that just yet either. And get into the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. You know what? I'm not even safe with that yet at this point. I don't bring Caleb Williams in here with McDaniels. This is why AOC holds the key. Because for me anyway, and I wish I had Mark on speed dial. Because I would tell Mark, make him play the kid. If the kid shows promise, then maybe you still have a chance. If the kid doesn't show promise, McDaniels is the problem. He's the problem. You know, you're making all this money. Pittsburgh probably paid for his salary last week. Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit too. I'm not ready to go there yet. Chili Pepper 28. Okay. Hold on, here we go. Okay, we calmed down. We calmed down on the Kool-Aid 100%. Go Aiden. Yeah, like I'm good, dude. I am good. All right, that's gonna get interesting now because my boy's in the house. What's up, Watts? What's good? Let me hear what you have to say, bro. Jimmy G's just missing. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Hold on. I always do that. Jimmy G is just making bad decisions, and he's choosing. Well, that's a problem, though, right? And he's choosing the second option, and he's not throwing deeper down the field, bro. That okay? Everything you said there, Watts, I agree with, but that's a problem, right? Jimmy G isn't making. You say he isn't making bad decisions. Hold on. He is. Okay, let's get this right. He is just making bad decisions. That's a problem, right? And he's choosing the second option. And that's I don't have a problem with that. And he's not throwing the ball deeper down the field. But here's the thing, Watts, for me, right? Not only is he making bad decisions, he doesn't have the arm straight. And after he goes to that second read, he's trying to take the second option or even third. He's not feeling comfortable pulling the trigger, holding the ball too long. This offense, when you see Jimmy G moving around and having time in the pocket, yeah, usually that's a good thing, right? Not in this offense. It's not. Not in this offense, it's not. If that ball's not coming out of his hands quick, we're in trouble. Unless it's a scramble play and it works out for us, which it has, and Devontae tore it up. Watts Rada. I think Aiden O'Connell should be not a healthy scratch because of the fact that Jimmy G almost got knocked out this game. Aiden's allowed to be a healthy scratch. They're allowed to make him Aiden on the inactive, but he's still active if Hoyer gets hurt. So if Jimmy G gets hurt and Brian Hoyer gets hurt, you could still put Aiden in even if he's inactive. He's the third quarterback. That's that Purdy rule. So technically he still has the option to come in as third, even as an inactive. But at some point you got to take the training wheels off, man. We're going into week 4. We ain't doing crap. It's time to test the waters. For me, it's Jimmy G, the O-line, and Josh McDaniels. The defense is trying. The defense is trying, and I don't know if you caught me when I was talking about that, Watts. I gave the defense a pass. I think it played like it did in Denver. It figured it out. It's not going to stop everybody, dude. It's not built that way. We're not going to be as dominant as I was hoping we would be. We're going to be that bend, don't break. We just need to make enough stops, and this offense needs to score points. We're not scoring points. That's the problem. Scoring and winning will cure all. Watts. Prayers up to DC. He got injured yesterday. Yeah, I saw that. I think it was the shoulder. Yeah, he took a hit. And what scares me is, for the Saints in particular, Derek Carr is known to shut down under pressure. And now he's got hurt. So I hope he comes back and he doesn't start getting those happy feet, because he's in a good situation over there with the Saints in that division. So hopefully he could bounce back. Nick 209. Jimmy is a shadow of himself at this point. You know what, Nick? Welcome, by the way, Nick. Welcome, brother. Yeah, Jimmy is, look, he's not a bad quarterback. You see that. You even see that in these last 3 games even. You see it when he's seeing it and he's making quick decisions and he's doing his thing. Good things happen. The inconsistency, I'm afraid, that we're seeing is due to his age, right? He doesn't have the arm strength he once had, so he's trying to make plays he cannot no longer make, right? And I really don't think that he's fully comfortable in this offense. I still think he's got Shanahan in his head. That's me giving him an excuse. It's either that or the boy is playing concussed. However you want to break it down. Israel. Even if Aiden O'Connell is terrible, we need to see if there's something there. 100%. If not, draft a QB and an offensive lineman or two. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of needs. You know, if they play Aiden, which I agree with a lot of people, I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I mean, I'm hoping for that. If he's truly concussed, I think this is a perfect opportunity to see what the kid's got. Try to give a spark to the offense. But yeah, we need to know either way. As far as drafting a QB, damn. If Aiden works out, it's only going to make us better. That's all. If we draft right, which that's a whole nother conversation. Chili Pepper 23. Chandler's back on Twitter. Oh, yeah, that ought to be special. Probably talking more crap. Now he's really going to dig the hole deep. Nick 209. O-line is struggling, but Jimmy is not playing good. No more excuses. 100%, bro. Both. Now, pass protection, they didn't pass protect as well as they did the first 2 weeks. That's a very good defensive front. You're going to have games like these guys weren't going to go the whole season not giving up a sack. I didn't believe that. I hope none of y'all did either, right? It's NFL. It happens. And you saw at times they still protect and gave him time. There was still opportunity, right? But yeah, the offensive line from a running game's perspective, they're not getting the job done. Passing game, I think we're okay. We pass protect enough to get the job done. Jimmy, on the other hand, there's no excuses. Like someone said earlier, he's a shell of himself. He's getting older. It's catching up to him a bit. The defense held it to 3 field goals, including the interception. Again, right? But I will say this, right? That bend don't break, right, Watts? Holding them to field goals is good if we're getting touchdowns. This is where the offense is holding. Though I said this last week, even before we played this game. Not only winning this game, but winning next week, the week after, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If we're going to win football games, especially right now, it's going to be our offense scoring enough points and our defense making just enough stops to make those points count. And when our defense has a good day, the score will look favorable. When the defense is not having a good day, it might be a little closer, but our offense has to start scaring people. We're too good to be playing the way we're doing it. Watts Raider, O'Connell probably would have helped us win. I think so. I think that with the zip on the football, I think because there's nothing in his head. And then again, I'm trying to stay. It sounds like an excuse because I'm only using it as something that could be there, right? It's either he's confused because of the old system he's been running with Shanahan for years, and he's not picking it up, or he's in the heat of the moment, it's not clicking, or he's just getting old and he doesn't have the physicality tools to do it, right? But it's not working. He's not hitting his first read. He's not hitting the second read right away. He freezes up. O'Connell will at least come in clear-headed, younger. All the physical tools are there. Just let him rip. It might actually put a spark in this offense. He was carried by that 49ers defense that they had for 5 years. Again, as much as that statement is true, and I agree, that Jimmy G was more than that, though. I mean, he can't help that he got to play with that top 5 defense. He's average at best, yeah. But we have the weapons to make this offense move. Watts, Knight, it's our run, blocking, and penalties. Dude, I'm not like I said the same thing, right? I'm okay with the pass blocking scheme. It's not perfect, but they do a pretty good job. This offense is designed to get the ball out 1, 2, 3, bang, bang. Whether it's your first, second, or third, they want that ball out quick. When we're holding on to the ball, that's somebody not making a good decision. The running game, yeah, it's horrible, bro. It's horrible. It's totally taken the play action pass out of the system, which is a big part of this offense too, by the way. Daniel Caps like Skeenan. I'm worried if they're not going to be 500 by the deadline. It'd be like 500 by the deadline. Adams is gone. We don't have a choice with Adams right now. I know that's a big thing. Adams upset. He doesn't have time to be playing this game anymore, in the sense of dealing with McDaniels and this offense and all the hoopla and the stupidness. But financially, we can't afford to push that envelope right now. And this is where we're not getting rid of Adams, guys. Adams is going to have to go straight rogue, straight AB to get himself out of here right now. I don't see that happening, but he is pissed. And he could start demanding and do some holdout crap after this year. Nick 209. We never thought our offense would be struggling like this. Not at all. In fact, Nick, it shouldn't be struggling like this. This is where McDaniels is on my shit list. Big time. Big time. This is where I said some people are just made to be coordinators and some can do both. And I would even say this, because this could be another option that I haven't mentioned. If you're going to stick with Jimmy G and you're struggling with the offense because you're too busy being a head coach, then maybe you start assigning people to cover it and you just solely focus on the offense for a while and see if you can turn it around. He ain't going to do it. He won't do it. Too egotistical. All head coaches are narcissistic. Watts Raider, yeah, he has no fear. O'Connell is ready to play. I would say he looks like he plays, Jimmy G doesn't have any fear either. I think you see just as much from toughness from O'Connell, but just with some spunk because he's younger. Daniel Kapskinen, this is why we need AOC in there. He's so much faster than Jimmy. At this point, 100%. In fact, his arm strength. And if I'm remembering correctly, when I was watching him in preseason, I wasn't like overwhelmed. Like he's not throwing the ball as hard as Brett Favre throws it or anything. But you could just tell the difference of the velocity on the football when he threw it versus when Jimmy G throws it. The velocity of the football is completely different. And you go back and you watch that game that Hoyer played too, same thing. They're older, their arms tired, they don't have enough zip on the ball. Just don't. Raymond Ramirez, Shanahan, schemes good. Yeah, he does scheme good. And so does McDaniels when he's on. Schemes good for players to succeed. And Josh, what does it say? When Josh McDipshit can't scheme. Dude, the guy can scheme, bro. I'm just letting you guys know right now. Like literally, if Josh McDaniels was the sole problem and Josh McDaniels sucked that bad, Devontae wouldn't have the numbers he had. Jacoby wouldn't have the follow-up numbers that he had, right? At some point, there's communication issues. There's one thing that was talked about too that I really agreed with. It's coaching style, right? It's different when you're the offensive coordinator and that's your only job. But when these guys are walking around, getting up to the line, you're getting delay of games at home when it mattered. There was no sense of urgency. It just felt like it was lackluster in all phases. That is all McDaniels. Yes, these guys get paid millions of dollars. They should naturally know and naturally do it, and they're not. But that right there is McDaniels. That's your head coach. I thought we were going to change the culture around here and have a lot more accountability. I need to see that now. Watts Raider didn't understand why he wasn't using the I formation more because it's predictable. The I formation more with Jacobs to suck up that extra blitzer with the fullback. I think he was trying to be less predictable. That's what I think. Obviously, I can't promise you that. Daniel, Jimmy is not a head coach. Oh, Josh McDaniels is not a head coach. That's what I'm saying, bro. Exactly what I'm saying. He's not. He's proven right now, right? And I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna still keep it 100, right? It's looking like he ain't for sure. Like he's that hope that I had for him, that ability for me to sit here and you know what? Last week, Daniel, I would have said, man, you crazy. Hasn't been enough time. But if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, that's called insanity. And this has become insanity at this point. It's not working. At some point, you know Mark Davis is not going to pull the plug. You know he's not going to do that. So it's almost pointless if we just harp on the fact that we don't like McDaniels or we don't think he's the man. It's not going to happen. But it's time for Mark to put his hand on the plug and tell him this is what it's going to be or I am going to pull it. Period. Watts. Man, I didn't want Josh McDaniels from the jump. I wanted Doug Peterson. Again, package deal. The story goes he wanted Zeke. He was like, oh, I didn't know I could get. And again, this was all this, and this is where I'm putting it on Mark. This is the only thing I'm going to put on Mark, y'all. Okay. Mark had a little chubby for Tom Brady. And he thought this was going to land him Tom Brady, and Tom Brady retired anyway. That's just my thought process anyway. And he still gets Tom in his box, and no pause on that because I don't know. But in the end of the day, I want to be careful what I say because I've learned don't jump the boat too quick. Just recognize the holes that are in the boat. And Josh McDaniels is definitely one of the holes in the boat. But it's early in this run with the Raiders. It's early in the season. He still has time. If he can recognize it, he can get out of his own way. If he can look in the mirror like he always talks about and says, it starts with me. Right now, it really does start with you, bro. You have some big boy decisions to make. You have to coach different. You have to be less likely to worry about who gets paid the most and who starts, and start making some calls that are going to show that you give a damn enough that this is moving somewhere. And right now, to me, all that points to AOC. Doesn't guarantee us a win, but it's our best chance to turn things around and bring hope back into this football team and to this fan base. Nick 209. I'm going to the game next week. Whew. I'm thinking of selling my tickets. Nick, I'm going to say this. Football is football. It will still be an experience for you. You can go mingle around with Raider Nation, have some good barbecue, have a good time. Let me tell you why I don't want you to sell your tickets, primarily. Beyond the fact that you can spend time with Raider Nation and do your thing and see a football game, which is always fun regardless. That's the problem in Las Vegas, guys. To those who've had season tickets in the past and know how this works, remember, I was a season ticket holder since 95 in Oakland. I don't have any season tickets in Las Vegas. Our season tickets ended when Oakland shut down. But we were hit up by the ticket companies all the time. And what I paid for 2 seats in Oakland, I was opposite Black Hole. I called it the dark side. I was 6 rows back from the end zone. We had 2 seats. It was section 126, seats, row 6, seats 10 and 11. Was my brother and I seats, right? We paid $1,200 a year for both. $600 a seat for the season, right? if we couldn't go to the game, which towards the end it was a lot because we're both legally blind and we don't drive, and we would split the tickets and all, we could sell those tickets anywhere from $150 to $300 a game in Oakland. Yeah. So with nearly one game, we could make the money back for one season ticket. So all these people that won the lottery in Las Vegas and bought their PSLs and have all these tickets. Now you got to remember something. There's always a certain amount of tickets they have to hold and give option for opposite teams to buy and travel. That's always going to be the case. There's, when they sell out, they have to open it up to the market, right? But to see the stadium that overwhelmed with the opposing team, there's a lot of PSL people that are putting their tickets online to sell because they're making a crap load of money. Just being honest with you. They have to figure out how to change that system. I'm just being real. Money rules all, man. It's one thing to say you're Raider Nation, this is what we expect you to do. But if it was you and you have a ticket, that ticket price, face value price is $300, and you could sell it for $600 or $700 and double, make your money back and then some, especially with inflation and maybe families like that, that's become an investment for a lot of these people. Daniel, with AOC, we can take deep shots down the field. Agreed. Watts Raider. Yep. O'Connell's arm about as strong as Carr was. That's what I see in him. Not only is it just as strong, he has just as much accuracy. And I would even say better accuracy in the sense that his accuracy doesn't change under pressure, where I think Carr's accuracy suffered under pressure at times. In fact, I know it did. Kenny, what's up, Kenny? My boy Kenny Clausell from Independently Blind. What's up, Ken? Was McDaniels that good as an OC, or was Brady just that good? Or was Brady as good as an OC, or was Brady as good as an OC, or was Brady just that good to cover it all up? I will say this, Ken, because I said this show or two ago, maybe, or 2 weeks ago even. Yes, Brady's the greatest of all time. There's no denying that. But Brady came up in this system, meaning someone had to teach it to him, right? It was still McDaniels' offense that he taught Brady. Brady mastered it. Now, at some point, Brady did not need McDaniels. And when you have a quarterback on the field that has mastered your offense, it makes the game a lot easier. To the point where Brady would see things McDaniels wouldn't, change and do his own thing, and they would argue on the sideline. It was a match made in heaven, right? Iron sharpens iron. That's the way I look at that, me personally. Now, that doesn't decredit any one of those, because I seen what McDaniels could do with Mac Jones. The Cam Newton experience, that's something totally different. He actually tried to change his offense to fit a running quarterback. But you saw what he did with Mac Jones his rookie year. This guy can coach and his offense works. In fact, you saw it just this past week. That's why Devontae was open. That's why Jacoby was open. The quarterback needs to make better, quick decisions. And this is not me sticking up for McDaniels, because McDaniels needs to correct. His job is to correct what's wrong. And he wasn't doing it. This is where I'm saying we'll truly know once the change happens. It's time to see AOC. Rolling Dubs in the house. What's up, brother? What's up, everyone? Hope everyone is... Sorry, guys. Hoping everyone is getting over our disappointment on national TV. It's giving me a different perspective. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that much. Daniel at Kenny. Daniel's responding to Kenny. Let's see what he says. Let's see. Facts. Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick haven't done crap since Brady left, but they built Brady. You guys got to remember that. And wherever Brady went, Brady took his philosophy with him that he learned from those two gentlemen. You can't take away that, man. He didn't come out of Michigan having all that knowledge and skill, dude. He learned his ways. He learned his routines by dealing with an organization that was very meticulous on everything they did. That's just facts. That Raiders fan, if O'Connell plays this season and plays well, I could see McDaniels being safe. That's why I think he needs to start him. He has no choice. Watts, Knight, we are a power running football team. Again, I hope you're laughing because we not, right? And that's why we should have our fullback in there. If you're going back to that comment, 100%, dude. Like, look, that's why we have the fullback. Josh ran well with the fullback. I think McDaniels is confused at this point. The guy needs to go. I'm with everybody. So if y'all think I'm standing up for McDaniels, you completely off track on that one. Raiders combo. I think Josh is a good play caller. I just don't think he's a coach. I agree. I don't think he's coach material. He hasn't proven us wrong yet. No, I agree. There's a difference when your only focus is the offense. That's all you do. You sit there all week. We've heard Lombardi come out and say, "Oh, he's got his hands all over this team. He's everywhere. He's in every meeting room." So I don't know if that's part of it. I don't know. I'm not there to say. I just know that he's not getting the job done. And if things are going to change, it does start with Josh. Josh has to rethink what he's doing. Everything that Josh thought was going to work needs to change. And the number one thing that needs to change is quarterback right now. You need to test the young kid. Now, hey, if Jimmy G is okay and you still want to give it one more run, you better nail it. These guys better come out crisp, on point, playing fast. I don't see that. I see Jimmy G is slow. Jimmy G looks old. Every quarterback's different, right? We've watched Aaron Rodgers play late into his career. Tom Brady played late in his career. Even Peyton Manning held on for a very long time. You can't train that fully. You can't. In some ways, if you take care of your body and you have the right system, everybody's body's different, right? We all say Jimmy G's fragile, right? Jimmy G has just aged, and it's to the point where Mother Nature's knocking on his door. That's part of it. It's obvious to me, and it could be because of all the injuries. I don't know. I just know that he doesn't have a zip. He's not making quick decisions. He just looks really slow to me. Watts Raider, a power I formation. I agree. Running team, bro. Look, dude, 100%. But if you're trying not to be predictable and try to get people off the line, that's what they're trying to do. You got to mix it up. In that sense, he was just trying to get something going. At the end of the day, you could put Yaka back there, but if they're not blocking, it don't matter, bro. That's on Jacobs too to find the hole. Jacobs got that 1,600 mostly out of the eye. Again. And the run and the offensive line was blocking better. And it took them a few games to get that going too. But to me, that's not an excuse this year. You know, that was brought up again today. I can't remember where I heard that, Watts, where they were talking about how we struggled out the gate last year in the running game. Okay. It's the same damn players, bro. What you got a different tight end out there, right? But you have a veteran tight end you could put out there. That shouldn't be the issue. Then put Austin Hooper in there. And then you got a different right guard? Really? A veteran? Come on now. So I'm agreeing with you, bro. He's looking for answers that are not there. I don't know I really don't. I've banged my head on the table 100 times. The only thing I can think of is they're not playing with the right energy. Ray Gonzalez, I wonder how much Brady will pull for McDaniels to stay. Brady's quarterback coach is working with AOC. Okay, you know what, man? Ray, I'm going to... Hey, round of applause for Ray. Because that is a good point, right? We're all saying how Mark Davis ain't going to pull that trigger. We're all saying how Mark Davis is not going to do this, that, and the third. He's not. We really think he's not. But even though it hasn't been announced that that Brady got the portion of the team he wants, Brady is still in his ear. He is still an advisor at this point. He may not be an owner, but Brady is still an advisor to McDaniels. So the answer to that question of whether or not how much of that was Brady, how much of that was McDaniels, if Brady backs McDaniels at the end of the season and backs the fact that he sees something in AOC, then what do we say to that? Not saying that Brady can say, because Brady hasn't coached. Brady just plays quarterback. But if he endorses McDaniels, what does that tell you? You learned something? Just saying. Watts, you're hilarious, brother. I get it, bro. I know what you're saying, man. I get it. I get what you're saying, bro. Nick 209. I know you're saying in the Watts Raider way, man. It's cracking me up. Nick 209. Doesn't matter as much what running plays they call. Players have to win on the fits. They have to win on the fits, and they have to win. Or they have to outpower the guy. They have to control the line of scrimmage. They have to win at the point of contact, and they're not. I saw Luminor yesterday. Now, in his defense, he was going up against T.J. Watt, but he got off that line so slow, dude. I thought Tyree Wilson was out there. Yeah, I said it. Watts Raider, bro. Brady went to the Bucks right after Jameis Winston left and won a Super Bowl. Yeah, it wasn't Josh McDaniels. Brady is a winner, dude. It's still McDaniels' system, bro. Like, he played in it for years, guys. Come on. Like, you act like he only played a couple of years in New England and then went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He brought a lot of that philosophy with him, dude. I'm not saying that McDaniels made Brady. Understand what I'm saying. Brady found a fit. Brady's style of football. Look, I hate it when people compare like a rookie to a superstar, a Hall of Fame style player, and they say, oh, this so many qualities, he could be like this guy. There's only one of everybody, right? Like, you could play like him, you could have certain traits that stand out that you look for, and that's what they see in OC. That's what all the professionals and pros say, that AOC has a lot of the mechanical look to Brady, meaning pocket passer, will stand in the pocket, works the pocket well, has good footwork, quick release. Doesn't mean he's Brady. He just has all those intangibles that worked in this offense. Every offense is designed for certain players. You're not going to put Michael Vick in the McDaniels offense and expect much out of that. Just not. It's not part of what Vick was. But Brady, in this system, in the pocket, with his skill set, quick reads, quick release, that's what worked for Brady. It was taught to him by McDaniels. And again, I don't want this to turn in, because now you're making it sound like I'm sticking up for McDaniels. I'm sticking up for McDaniels from a play design concept. He knows how to create and get people open. That's why even in a loss when we look like crap, Devontae caught passes for 172 yards. And if the quarterback threw a better ball, it might have been more. I'm just saying. Designing plays, calling plays, and head coaching, those are three different things. Three different things. Thanks for coming by earlier. Raider Ben, thanks for being here, brother. Appreciate you. What's up, Ben? Thank you for being here, bro. Nice. What are you saying, Nick? Combo. Ben shouting out his boys. Dubs. They're all in the house. Raider Ben. Positively, yeah. Positively, ye. That was horrible. No home field advantage. I have a story behind that one too. Raider Ben, ye. Raider Ben. I want the San Francisco. I would. I was at the San Francisco game last year on New Year's. It was an embarrassment. All the 49er fans. I'm telling you, dude, and I'm not blaming Raider Nation for the problem. You just need to hear me out. Number one, they outpriced a lot of people that are going to come in to Vegas and pay for that game. I remember when you went to that game, Ben, I was watching you and you were talking about how much money roughly what you spent just to get there. Just to get there. Buy a ticket, right? Have some fun, take your girl out, do what you did. It's expensive, bro. It's really expensive. It's more than just a plane ticket. It's hotel. If you're going to go, you might as well make a weekend out of it. They priced a lot of people out. That's a lot of money to go on a consistent basis. Then they sold a whole bunch of PSLs to the people that don't live in Vegas. Ton of people in Oakland, ton of people up and down the Bay, Central California, Southern California. A lot of people have these PSLs. They're not going to make it to every game. And I know everybody encourages them to sell them, give them away to keep Raider Nation in there. But man, dude, like we don't put food on their table. We don't pay their bills. If they have a ticket that you could get for $600 off Ticketmaster, but he could sell it last minute for $1,000 or more off one of these Ticketmasters or someone willing to pay him the money, it's a no-brainer, bro. I used to pay, again, I'll tell you again, I paid $1,200 for 2 seats in Oakland, in-zone seats. The face value of that ticket was $80. $80 a game. Towards the end, we could sell it for $300. Fact. There's money to be made, and you're not even scalping, bro. Scalping is not even needed. You don't even have to scalp. If you're a PSL holder, now you have to be careful because whoever sits in your seat, you're responsible for how they act. I don't know if anybody knows that, but Israel Mendoza. Well, Israel Mendoza. Well, when you have a terrible product, this is what's going to happen. Well, for the past 20 years, you better believe it. You better believe it. The Golden Knights don't have this issue. Again, they didn't have to entice fans from out of state. They're homegrown. They're homegrown. Same with the basketball team, right? Homegrown, right? New face. We're talking about the Raiders. The Raiders. We're talking about the Raiders, man. Like, well loved, well followed. It's a different enemy, and they're not getting the job done. Raiders combo at Raiders Ben. Salute. Raider Ben Israel. Michael D. Dominguez. Dude, what's up, dude? Long time no see. Jimmy's arm is shot. I agree. I've been saying that all night. 100% agree with you. My boy Watts is back. We don't even have a winning record at home. We are 11-15. We don't play at home. We're always on the road. Hey, where we said we're the Raider Nation, home is where we play, baby. At Allegiant Stadium. That's what it's become, bro. We should be that much better on the road because of it, you would think, right? Israel Mendoza. At least it wasn't as bad as that time when the Steelers, I think I know the end of this game. Dang it, dude, it jumped on me again. At least it wasn't as bad as the time when the Steelers completely took over the Charger Stadium. Everybody's taken over the Charger Stadium. Big time. Knight. Yeah. Josh is confused. Again, dude. Yeah. That's kind of my point I'm making, right? He's got too much on his plate. He can't manage his time. He can't manage his time. He can't manage his people. He can't be a head coach. He can't be the face of the franchise and do his job. The dude's confused. But I'm not gonna take away that his ability to do what he does well. But he's trying to do too much, and then it's affecting what he does well, obviously. And it's not like he's going to demote himself into offensive coordinator and hand the keys to somebody else. So we only have a few choices. And for me, one of those choices needs to be to play Aiden. To me, that's his only saving grace. His only saving grace. Raider 7528. Watts Raider. We have someone worse. We have someone worse than Carr. Well, from an arm strength perspective, I agree 100%. 100%. The Raiders, that Raiders fan, nobody was excited when we signed Jimmy G. No, we weren't. His play is the reason. His play is the reason why. Look, when we beat Denver, everybody was kind of singing a different tune, myself included. So I ain't calling anybody out, right? Because winning cures all. If Jimmy was to play and go out there and ball out against the Chargers and put up massive numbers and win the football game, we would come back here and we would all sit around and talk again and scratch our heads trying to figure out what the hell we just watched. And should we back Jimmy G up? I can tell you right now, we're not going to see that this year. I've made up my mind already. And usually I give it a lot more time than this. I see it in the way the ball's coming off his hands, dude. He just doesn't have... I believe that he could figure it out mentally. I 100% believe that he could figure it out mentally. But that arm, though, it's very Matt Schaub-like. It's very dead. The ball does not pop out of his hands. Sometimes you got to be able to put a ball in a small spot. And when you don't have no velocity on it, you're in trouble. Watts Raider. Well, I didn't want Jimmy G. I didn't want Jimmy G either, man. So preaching to the choir. Yeah, well, I don't think any of us wanted Jimmy G. I didn't even want Tom Brady, to be honest with you, Raider 7528. I was trying to be proven wrong on Jimmy, but as of now, he's not playing. But as of now, he is not playing well. I'd rather go with the rookie. Yeah, and you know what? We might be careful what we ask for at the same time. Watts Raider. Brady was a sponge. He soaked it up. The system. So Connell seems like a sponge. He does seem like a sponge. He picked up on a lot of the philosophies real quick. And he's a humble sponge, too. He's saying there's a lot of the things that's what they've been kind of holding him back working on. But I'm telling you, the kid has the intangible in this system. I can't stress that enough. I don't know if I'm not explaining it right, but like it's the same with Brady, right? Brady brought those philosophies. You play a certain style. If you're not playing what fits, you're not going to play well. And I'm not saying Jimmy don't fit. I just think Jimmy's too old, too slow. He's not playing with enough speed. Period. Bring in the young kid. He's new. He's fresh. There's no confusion in between his ears. Very smart. He's overcome adversity. The ball comes out fast and with velocity. It gives us more hope. And he was very, very accurate, throwing people open, throwing with anticipation. I want to see him do that now. Not saying that it's going to look the same like it did in preseason, but 4 weeks in, enough for me. Kick the tires. We might be impressed. Watts Raider. Yeah, it's a lot of money, bro. If you don't live in Vegas, I'm sure, man. That's one of the reasons why I don't. I'm not willing myself. Someone asked me, "Are you going to be going to a game this year?" Right now, no. Money wise, I can make it happen. I could probably make it happen. I heard the tickets are pretty steep. That I don't necessarily want to spend money like that. You know, the rest of it, I have no problem. I can get to Vegas. I can get a room. I could eat. I could have fun. The problem is when you have low vision, you're already visually impaired. Do you want to spend that kind of money to see the game half-ass and not be excited that your team is going to possibly win? And that's what a lot of people are saying. Like, that's a lot of money, dude. I mean, if you have the money to throw around like that and not give two craps, then go for it, bro. That's your money. I ain't telling you how to spend your money. But, I mean, I'd rather go to Vegas and hang out for the weekend and go watch it on a huge screen with a buddy that can kind of tell me what's going on depending on how the contract. Like, there's a lot. I'm not going to get into how I watch games, but I'd have fun doing that maybe. But otherwise, I'd rather stay home in front of my TV and watch it the way that I know I can see it. Cali boy, y'all probably don't remember me, but here we go. Y'all probably don't remember me. I've been subscribed for years. Hey, bro, what happened to Raider Central and the other guy you used to talk with y'all? Talk with y'all, had like a podcast, someone like that. Let me see, Cali boy. Raider Central has a new channel. Raider Central. He's got a new one. He lost his original one. You can still find him here on YouTube. I still talk to him on the phone. We haven't done a show together in a hot minute. I've been reaching out to him. I want to put something together. We do a round table. As far as the other guy I used to podcast with, I don't know if you're talking about on this channel, but there was the firefighter dude, one of the originators from the. Anybody in the chat wants to remember the guys I'm talking about? I don't know if he still does. They had a great podcast. They were one of the original. Actually, they were the original Raider podcast on the podcasting networks. Why is it slipping my brain right now? It'll come to me. But I think I know who you're talking about. I haven't talked to those guys in a hot minute. I talked to Mikey on the phone, but the other podcasters I don't. The Raiders will officially play their home game this Sunday in LA against the Chargers. Fact. But again, you're going to a local area, ton of Raider fans. The cost is lower. I almost thought about going to that game. Robert Pena. Salute, Jason. Robert Pena, good to see you, brother. All right, let me check the time, y'all, because boys got an 8 to 5 I got to get up for.
9:16 p.m.
Yep, I'm over my time. Last time I went too long, and no one wants to watch it after I go over an hour. So we're at an hour and 15. So sum it up really quick. I'm going to go over my thoughts really quick. Again, horrible game. We could have done a lot better. I give kudos to the defense. The defense played the way I expected them to play. They played the way that they're built. It's who they are. They're a bend, don't break defense. They're going to give up some plays. They're going to give up some yards. They make stops. It's our offense that now it's holding us back, and it's where we spend the most money. It's where we expect the most results. Yes, it is Josh McDaniels. So if anybody takes some of the things I say, because I could be very confused. Look, I'm not going to come out here and talk shit, dude. I'm not going to be that guy that just comes out here saying that, you know, he's totally Cali boy. What's up, bro? The Will to Win show. Yeah, this is the Will to Win show, bro. You're talking about Raider Pete, bro. Yeah, I don't talk to him. I haven't talked to him in a few years, but you know, he can reach out. We're still cool. I got no hard feelings. He's got no hard feelings. He's doing his thing. He's a dog raiser. The Will to Win show. Yeah, the Will to Win show. Yeah, for sure. Have a good night. No days. Good seeing you here, brother. Welcome, Cali boy. Glad you're back. But, you know, I'm not sticking up for McDaniels. I'm just calling it the way I don't want to say the way I see it because I don't see shit, but I'm just calling it the way I feel it is, dude, which is, you know, the guy knows how to draw X's and O's. He gets people open. That's why you saw, again, Adams have numbers. Jacoby Myers had numbers. Everybody was still doing what they do, right? His play calling is what it is, man. It's not good. It's not overly horrible. We don't know because I don't think we're getting the type of play needed to support what it is he's trying to do. That's real talk. Like I don't think, especially from the quarterback position that he's had, and that's on him too, though. That is still a McDaniels problem. Yes, Jimmy G needs to perform better. McDaniels is the coach. He needs to make that happen. And if his arm is dead and he's playing slow and he's just not there, then you have a young quarterback that showed a lot of the intangibles you need to run this offense. Put him in. What's the difference between him and Mac Jones? Come on now. For real. Like, enough's enough. Let's get it going. Period. Raider Greg. Yay, Ray Gonzalez. Exactly, Raider Greg. That's the guy. Does anyone knows Raider Central show now? It should be Raider Central. I think it's back to Raider Central. If you look it up, it's still under Raider Central now. He went back. It's just a new channel. If anybody has that link to Mikey that still watches Mikey, can you put it in here, please? If you have it by any chance. I know there's still some Mikey people here. Yeah, he just put out a show today, in fact. Last question, brother. No problem, man. Ask away. Have you ever thought of getting surgery for your vision, bro? Vision, brother? I'm sure Raider Nation can help you. You know what, dude? I really appreciate that, Cali boy. Yeah, many times I've thought about if there was an option, I would take it. I have a disease called Stargardt's. It's a junior onset macular degeneration. There's no possible surgery they could do to cure my eyes. My eyes, it's a progressive eye condition. I've had it since I was 16. My vision now, if you guys know vision acuity numbers, I'm about 2,600 in my good eye, meaning what you can see from 600 feet away, I got to be 20 feet away to see it. But yeah, thank you, bro. I know Raider Nation has always been supportive. No disrespect, no disrespect taken, my brother. Ask away. I'm an open book. That's why I'm here. It's exactly why I'm here. I'm here to show that you could overcome anything and do what you love. Just curious. No, I appreciate you, brother. All right, guys. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I mean, the offense needs to figure it out. Yes, it's on Josh McDaniels. Everything has to flow through that guy. If there's a problem with the quarterback, fix it. If there's a problem with the offensive line, fix it. If it's a problem with the running back, fix it. If you need to take some stuff off your plate, fix it. Nah, dude, it's all good, Cali, bro. I've lived with it long enough that I've had to deal with a lot of things. I deal with things on a day-to-day, but it's all good. It's all love, brother. So my expectations this week, if you're going to put the man in concussion protocol, start the kid. So let's start that campaign. Hashtag start the kid. Let's go. Starting tomorrow, we will turn the page. We'll start heading towards the direction of the Chargers. We'll let everything develop this week. It's going to be weird to try to cover something we don't know. You know, they're not going to give us any insight or any information on who they're going to start, what's it looking like. I'm sure the questions will be asked, and we'll just have to wait to find that answer out later. But anyway, it's time for my shout-outs. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. Totally means a lot. A lot of changes in the horizon. We keep growing. We keep getting the numbers up. I got some giveaways I want to do. I want to bring the phone call system back. There's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah, let's go, Aiden. Raider Nation for life. Let's go. Let's start that campaign. Thank you to Chili Pepper 23. Cali Boy, thank you, man. Check out Raider Central. Come back my next episode. I'll make sure I have the link for you if you don't find it. I'll get you linked back up with Mikey. He's still doing shows. He's still doing his thing. Ray, thank you for being here. Watts, you already know, brother. Thank you for all your insight, brother. Robert Pena, thank you for being here. Always my dog. I know Raider John was in the house. That Raiders fan, thank you for your knowledge and your insight, brother. Thank you for holding it down. There's some of the people that I'm missing today. Raider Ben was in the house. Much love. Raider John, much love. Raider 7528, always good seeing you in here, brother. Long time subscriber. Let's see who else was in here. Israel, thank you for being here, my brother. Miguel Dominguez, another one that's Michael Dominguez. Thank you for being here, brother. Long time subscriber. I know you've been around for a while. Let's see who else was here. Nick 209, don't want to forget my boy Nick. Dark showed up. Dark was in the house. Positively Yee, what's up, brother? Thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting and making the show run. Let's see who else. I don't want to miss anybody as I'm scrolling through. I shouted out my boy Nick was in the house. Let's see who else was in here. Ray Gonzalez, my brother. Thank you as always for all that you do. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button on your way out and that notification bell. And don't forget, hit that like button. Raiders Combo, you already know, my brother. Much respect. Roland Dubs was in the house. Always good to hear from my boy Roland Dubs. Daniel Kansikin, thank you very much, brother, for being here. Much love and respect. Nick, always holding it down. Watts. I think I pretty much got everybody. Nope. See, I almost missed Raymond Ramirez. Raymond, what's up, my dog? Thank you, man, for being here. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. I don't want to miss anybody. My tune is running out. My time is running out. Nick, if I missed you, I apologize. Much love and respect. There's another one right there. Jonathan, thank you so much. There's another one. Carlos, thank you so much. Until next time, y'all stay Raider strong. Hashtag start the kid. Let's go.